down. That's a full team kill.
That's
Another.
He's looking for third. He's going to get it.
Not the kill, and Vastek's going to find another one. He finds that shot. He finds two.
He's still alive. Can he go in?
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna go bar down and give Saints the lead again.
Saints Nation, welcome back. This time, we're gonna run into each other already. Just that excited here to actually get some Rainbow Six Siege into this one. We have some CollegiateR6 playoffs from last semester. Going to be finished off possibly here tonight. My name is Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, joined alongside Jackson Deprived Brown. How you doing, man?
I'm not doing too bad, Dan. I'm very excited to get into this matchup here. CollegiateR6 playoffs finally getting underway here from that fall semester, and it's going to be a battle here between these two teams, St. Clair College versus West Virginia Wesleyan College here from the side of West Virginia. So going to be very exciting stuff to hop into this one, and it is going to be a best of 3 series what we're looking at here today. So lots of R6 action coming up here this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. Going to be plenty of action happening here. We do already have maps selected, ready to go here, and we're going to be starting off on one of the Saints' more played throughout the season. It is going to be Clubhouse, so not exactly a position that our Saints are too unfamiliar with. However, you've heard, if you've been watching R6 throughout the last 2 seasons, you know Oregon scares the heck out of me. So this is going to be a tough map here for the Saints. They have won on it. That streak of losses has been quenched, but it's still a map that does scare me here and there. And then Villa, which has kind of been a 50-50.
Yeah, you know what, Dan? I really do like that Clubhouse map 1 pick. I think it's a great opportunity if the Saints can, play that chemistry, play how they typically do on Clubhouse. They can maybe find themselves an early lead in the series, taking a 1-0 advantage and finding some momentum for themselves in the remainder of the series as well. So definitely a lot to look at here and dissect in this matchup. But that Villa map 3, I wouldn't be too surprised if we do end up seeing it here tonight. Both these teams, from what I've heard, at least from, the St. Clair players and, just looking into my research privately, it does look like this matchup on paper is going to be a fairly close game here between St. Clair and West Virginia Wesleyan, because I mean, from what I've heard, a lot of these teams have had roster problems in the last few months or so, and so there's a lot of things that have been unexpected changes. Chemistry has been maybe falling off and then having to get rebuilt and whatnot. So there's a lot to dissect and a lot to look at. But I mean, hey, I'm expecting a close game between these two teams, and I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Of course, on the side of St. Clair, we're going to have our original, or some of our originals. We, of course, have Coach and Player JMB is going to be in here alongside Rapid and Kinger. But joining us for the first time that we've seen on stream, if I do recall correctly, we're going to have Salty Boy as well as Untold Warrior. So it is going to be very interesting. I know they've been practicing with each other for a little while now, since we did have a bit of a roster shuffle like you were talking about a little bit earlier. But I'm excited to see these players on stream.
Yeah, so starting off here with the ban phase for the attacking side, it is going to be Thatcher as the first one out, and then no surprise, Habana, one that we do see actually banned out a pretty decent amount of time, especially on Clubhouse here. Yeah, going to come through, so no surprises there really from the start. But yeah, with that being said, it is Salty Boy Jesus' first debut here on the Saints Gaming channel for the CollegiateR6 team here. So it is definitely a lot of nerves maybe kicking in the nest there for a couple of these new players joining the roster. But if they can contain everything and hold it all under control, I think we're anticipating a very good game here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but with people coming out to do broadcasting and then they end up on one of the teams that they were broadcasting. We've had that happen a couple times over the years, and that happened to, of course, both Untold Warrior and Spencer Salty Boy, because he was doing observing for us for a little while, and then we had Robert Untold Warrior here on as a caster for a couple of these R6 matches in the past. And then even in past years, yeah, it's happened a few times.
Well, even then, Ubel this year as well, going from a broadcast to Overwatch. So there's lots of players. It's funny how it works. But here we are getting this one started here. Everyone is able to get their character selected in here now, and we are going to get this one started. It is looking like St. Clair will be starting off here on that defending side and going to be trying to lock things down.
Yeah, taking a look at our opponents here from West Virginia, we're going to have Simply Star, we have Stuhl, Cayenne Drake, Fire Truck, and Glacico on the side of West Virginia, and they're going to be on the defensive side to start things off. In regards to some of the bans that came through, like you're kind of saying how the Habana one was no surprise. To be honest, a lot of these bans, no surprise in the slightest here. So Like Thatcher, just basically permad in terms of competitive. Those EMP grenades just too strong. Hibana, like you said, just extremely strong, especially here on Clubhouse, really able to work the garage and breaching that one open. Mira, nobody likes Mira. Valkyrie, nobody likes Valkyrie. So fair enough in that regard. The cameras and the mirrors are just too much to deal with.
Yes, you can see all the players on the bottom of your screen. They're all competing here from the nest tonight. All 5 players locked and loaded and ready to go. Hopefully,
like to see.
That will definitely provide some momentum here for them eternally. But with that being said, it is going to be the preparation phase coming through. And in about 15 seconds, we're going to be getting our first CollegiateR6 action in quite a long time here, Dan. As it's been a while since I've actually been on a Rainbow Six broadcast. Very excited to get on the way.
And with all these new players here on the Saints side of things, I was wondering, in terms of the roles, like what kind of switches up here? Because JMB's was usually exclusively the support with the diffuser. But now that's kind of gone over to the role of Salty Boy, which is a little bit interesting here. Untold Warrior, like, on the Finko actually this time by. So this, in theory, could promote like a really hard charge sometime during the round. A little bit of a supporter, but also a bit of an entry frag at the same time here. We know Kinger is going to be here to light things up. And then Rapid always there with a mixture of fragging potential as well as utility there on the sledge. So this will be interesting.
Yes, it will be for sure, and it is going to be Kinger looking to potentially find an entry. That is going to force a player actually away from that window ever so slightly. Kinger going to potentially gather some intel here momentarily. Will get one player spotted out, and his drone is still in here locked and loaded. They have not shot at his drone yet, so he's going to spot that player one more time, and that's just a decent bit of intel to get right off the hop of things. He's still looking for more, but overall, I mean, St. Clair just looking for a pick at this point in time.
Yeah, fire truck is going to get blown up ever so slightly here. We did see actually the wall there from JMB's was working a blowtorch there of the Maverick to really try and find an alternative angle to try and enter this site, and was able to do some damage, I believe, with a frag grenade, if I do recall correctly. So nicely done in that regard, able to get fire truck at least a little bit out of the way, but so far 5 out of 5 still. Never mind.
Yeah, that's going to be Kinger opening us up here with the first pick in a while. He said he wanted to get a lot of frags on the board today, and this is it. Kinger opening us up with a double, and what a start to this one. That is now going to be a 5-on-3. Can he find a third? No. Kinger will fall. Can we see a trade? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case, as that's a shotgun play. JM Beast will fall. A lot of focus here onto these newer players joining the roster, and that is not going to work out nicely starting us off. That's a 2-for-1 trade. Now a 1v2 all up to Rapid. He finds the first. Now a 1-on-1. What can he do in this situation?
A little bit messy here. Simply Star with one frag already here in this one is the Maestro, so he has the cameras available if the Saints cannot deal with this. So even if he tries to plant, if he does get shot, we'll have to see. Is it in the proper angle? No, it looks like he does have to move. Granted, Simply Star does have that machine gun, so he's got tons of ammo in the tank. Rapid gonna run through it, but gets away with it.
Yeah, he gets away. He does get peppered down ever so slightly, so he does have a little bit of a health disadvantage, but I mean, one headshot, and this is completely turned around for Rapid.
Absolutely.
But he's actually going to fall way down. He's getting very far away from this and making almost like a flank play. This could be a problem if, you know, you do see Simply Star decide to actually pop this soon,
Nice.
but Rapid going to come from around Simply Star, not expecting it from a mile away, and what a 1v2 here from Rapid to open it up with the round for the Saints.
I mean, I was going to say, Brandon from the COD team, is that you? Where are you going? The diffuser's all the way up top. Why are you running so far? But I like that angle, hanging off the side, covering as much of your body as possible, and is able to finish the job, as was Glacico, I believe. No, Simply Star, rather, to try and finish on what not going to happen. So, solid start here for the Saints, but it looks like West Virginia is not quite unnerved in regards to the location. Going to be sticking to the CCTV room.
Yeah, not quite concerned here. I mean, they kept that one nice and close. So, I mean, I'm expecting a lot of that all series long here tonight. So, stay tuned in because there's a lot to expect here from these two teams. Back and forth is something that I'm really looking to anticipate here tonight. We do see Saints barely squeaking through with that first one. So, we'll see what happens here now in the second. It is going to be the location changing up. So, that could provide a little bit more of an advantage here for the defending side. We'll find out here in just a few moments.
Like, I'm curious as to what West Virginia does in this situation, because a lot of that attack really first started off by Fire Truck kind of getting caught off guard from JMB's torch hole that he put through the steel. Now, that's a fantastic trick for a one-time thing. Now, you'll know that they'll be looking for it this time by here. And to be fair, Simply Star was very, very close to clutching out that round. Unfortunately, either the turret that he placed either got taken down or it wasn't in a proper position. Maybe a little adjustment could very well stop that round from repeating itself.
100% there. So it's going to be the round getting underway. St. Clair going to be on the move here now, and we are going to see them just once again try to do a similar approach from what they did last time around. I like how they take a lot of this control from above. That's something I've always liked from the Saints. They really like playing from top down, and I'm a really big fan because it does work out for them actually a decent bit of the time. And Clair going to be one of those first ones to get a drone in here and actually gather himself some intel. So not going to spot anything early on, and now with that heat sink, he's going to be able to spot out some players and some utility, and this could definitely be big for Kinger.
Yeah, it's going to allow the Saints to be able to rearrange how they want to attack this one. Being that switch over to the IQ going to be nice. To at least stop some of these, what do we got down? Some of this, the mute jammers. That's what I'm thinking about, especially for the drones and whatnot. Salty Boy going to put that exothermic charge down. Let's blow a big ol' hole, why don't we? And let's see, Jambi is going to find a frag. Not quite. Oh, hang on a second. No, he's the one who gets shot.
Wow, yeah, and that was a close little engagement there. Now we have Glosico, who could get another frag for himself, but no, that's going to be Salty Boy getting on the board with one as well. And Drake going to take down Rapid in the process, though, so it is going to leave Saints at a player disadvantage here. Salty Boy is still in a great position here to potentially find one if this player from the side of WVWC gets aggressive. I mean, but at this point in time, you have Stool here in just such a good spot, but Kinger will take him down.
I mean, you still have Untold Warrior. He does have the Finka charges. He could raise Kinger if the situation happens. There it is. Perfect timing. Getting everybody all juiced up and put him in a rapid gunfight scenario. And bingo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Kinger going to be able to turn and burn after being raised from Untold Warrior. Fantastic support coming from the newcomer.
Yeah, fantastic support indeed. That is exactly what you need now from a 3-on-4 to a 3-on-2. It is going to be Untold Warrior definitely helping out the team here. Salty Boy going to be one of those full HP players trying to get a lot of this entry clearing frags. He's actually going to sneak his way through and just try to stick this diffuser down. I really do agree with this play call here. We do have Simply Star looking for something as he does approach off the plant. That's Untold Warrior and Clear going down. And that is the third Simply Star going to make a star play here and will find the defuse. That's a tie game after 2.
There we go. He's not going to make that second or that mistake happen twice, so fair enough. And again, one of these big ol' bonuses due to having such a powerful submachine gun with gigantic amounts of ammo. And we might have ourselves a pause here going into round number 3. And yeah, sure enough, that is going to be the case. So quick little pause as we get ready to hop into this one. They'll still be able to select their operators, but have ourselves a bit of a breather, back and forth, CCTV, but now we're going to have to go somewhere else this time by. Commonly end up in the basement, but we'll have to see what West Virginia decides to do here.
Yeah, so when Untold Warrior did get that resurrection off onto Kinger there, it really did help them out there, and it actually did put the numbers back in their favor. But at that point in time, they had that information where Untold Warrior was, where Kinger was, and Kinger being so tagged down, they could just swing and take him off that heady nice and quick. So with that being said, it is going to be the side of West Virginia able to clean that one up, and honestly, pretty nice fashion. They turned that one around, and it went from a 3v2 to a 2v0 almost simultaneously. So some really good plays coming from them there. We shouldn't have a pause for too long. We did just get to go ahead to start this one back up here now, so give us just a couple seconds. We'll be right back into this one, but I mean, hey, we got a tie game, and it's going to be back and forth all game long. I can already tell.
Man, it's only been 2 rounds, but I already do feel like a little bit of a storyline's kind of brewing up here between these players. Like, that round that just happened there was just so different, honestly, because the way the Maverick was going through from JMBs, like, it burned through. And then as soon as the exothermic charge came out there from Salty Boy, instead of that turning into an advantage for you to shoot down the catwalk, it got turned around right on him. And now that round ends up going down. You had a player down very early into that round. Granted, Salty Boy and the rest of the Saints were able to try and get that one close. But now Cigar this time, and this is looking fancy. We got a fuse from Salty Boy.
Oh, he's looking fancy indeed. I mean, 20 seconds until this one does get underway. New location here once again. I believe this is in the basement.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to make their way through here now. So this top-down play that the Saints do like isn't going to be so effective here on basement. They're going to have to come through from the main floor area and have to come down from there if they do want to actually sneak their way in. So we'll have to see how they do work with that situation on their hands and these entry frags. That's going to be something really big. So I find that if the Saints can find a first blood or one of the first 2 picks or something along those lines, they really do have some good map control and do a good job of taking advantage of it. But when they lose a player early on, it seems as if things go into shambles almost.
The big thing I'm going to be like second guessing myself because I didn't quite see, but was that Fuse 6-pit? Because if it was, this is going to be brutal. The Saints called out the basement attack or the basement defense properly. Salty Boy can go from above, place those cluster charges, and it's like a mortar shell that goes into the room from above. So you would be able to absolutely bombard and still kind of work that top-down style even from the first floor. But we don't see this too often, or we haven't seen this too often in the past. I know Fuse did get a little bit of help over a couple of patches, but it's still not very common, and we're going to see it happen. And actually, it's going to be Rapid there. Going to find Fire Truck.
Yeah, it's going to be a utility kill coming through, taking down Fire Truck like you were saying, and now it is going to be some bunch more util following it up. Try and take control of this like here ever slowly but surely. Just get more and more of this map control. Put yourself in the driver's seat of this one for sure. JM Beast really clearing all these angles, just trying to find something, but I don't think he's going to have a lineup on this player behind those boxes. So, in result, it is going to be Rapid, though, able to find one from down below, and this is going to encourage JM Beast to drop down. He does have the diffuser in hand, so he will be able to try to get the plant, but no, he's going to have to take that utility down and then get that one through. Kinger going to find another pick in the process. 5-1-2. This is looking like Saints around to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was extremely close there from Simply Star. Wise on JM Beast to turn and burn that turret, because now you have 5 members, and still with Finka healing and support in the background as well. Up against 2, where we do have Stool there on the Vigil, not going to be able to find its mark. Rapid, that's a 3K right now so far here. It's all down to 1 player on the side of West Virginia, and this is quite the mountain to say the least. And there he goes.
Yeah, a flawless round is really what the Saints needed there to turn up the momentum, turn up the heat there in the nest. You can see the fist bumps coming through from all those players, and that is definitely a good sign. A flawless round definitely going to help them out for sure. Now a 2-1 scoreline, and if you're West Virginia, you're kind of scared of that basement area probably again now.
Yeah, especially, like, even if those cluster charges from Salty Boy's Fuse, even if it doesn't necessarily land a kill or anything, you're still destroying utility. Or you're destroying, like, walls, or you're destroying something. You're making it so that downstairs, that basement, is not a comfortable area in the slightest. And it looks like we're just going to bring it back once again here. No 6 picks as of this moment. And they're going to know that this is basically a similar situation. So I wonder how they reposition themselves going into round 4 here.
You know, I'm always a very big fan of the 6 pick. You know, I find it's like such an opportunity to be so sneaky and like, you know, keep something hidden away from your opponent there. So, you know, I'm a little surprised that players in R6 don't use it as much as they do. But, you know, the reason that we're casting, I say it all the time. And, you know, I learn more and more about it every day. But, so here we go. You can see the players from on your screen there.
Tim Hortons power up. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly. You gotta get the Tim Hortons power up. It's like Mario when you eat one of those little mushrooms there to get the power up, the level up. That's JM Beast right now. He's gonna pop off, get a triples this round.
Well, I mean, as long as it's just the mushroom and then it doesn't start like shooting out fireballs or something, because then I'm scared. That doesn't seem right. But of course, get a little bit of a power up here, and looks like a relatively similar setup going to be happening here for the side of West Virginia. And it's honestly just a matter of positioning. And a lot of it in that round there, again, like Rapid got the opportunity to pop off. He had 3 of them in that last one, and it all started with a really early frag kill. So maybe a little bit of different positioning, and that doesn't happen. And you have yourself a player up instead of basically starting the round a player down.
Going into this game, you know, I didn't have a really great idea of who the players to watch were from the side of West Virginia Wesleyan, but going onto the side of the Saints, I knew that Kinger and Rapid were both players to keep an eye on going into the day. They were 2 of those stand-up players from last semester that were definitely looking to make an impact here in this one. They're doing so right off the bat, 6-1 and 5-2, combining for 11-3. So a great start from those 2 guys, and they're just going to try to keep that one up as this game does continue. Kinger doing exactly what I was saying. Players are going to be the first one to go down. Rapid looking to chase here now, and does he find this player? Doesn't look to be the case. Untold Warrior will fall in the process. Now a 4-on-4. Rapid did find a little bit of a lineup. He spotted that player for a couple seconds, but no, it's not going to be a gunfight that he's willing to take.
Yeah, going to be kind of stuck here in the dirt tunnels for just a little bit longer here. And we do see the Aruni gadget right there on the doorway. So going to stop some utility from going high, and you can't necessarily walk through there without taking any damage as well, as we do see JMB's getting taken down. So that's going to be diffuser down for the side of St. Clair, and they're this is shaping up to be a completely different round compared to that last one.
Yeah, you know, it started off nicely for the Saints with Kinger finding that opening pick, and I thought that, you know, it might have been able to translate to something a little bit more, but since then, it's been JM Beast and Untold Warrior falling here. So, you do still have Rapid and Kinger alive, those players that have been, you know, pretty warmed up, but both of them being peppered down is definitely going to be a problem. But Rapid, the utility from him today has been great. Rapid and Kinger going to get a triple combined, 2 from Rapid. Now it's a 1-on-3 for Simply Star. Now is the time to make your star plays. And once again, a 1vx scenario.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tough. Kinger's going to be able to bring that diffuser down, so time is ticking now here for Simply Star. Granted, Rapid and Kinger just absolutely lit up the field, but they are extremely weak here. And like one touch, even to like the arm, could very well finish the job, jumping through, but that is going to be no mistake. Kinger taking care of Simply Star, winning the round.
What a turnaround. That was a 3-on-4 with, you know, your 2 top fraggers at less than half HP, and they were able to swing that around. It all starting with Kinger and Rapid once again getting those 3 for themselves, and it's going to advance St. Clair up 3-1. And I know the thing with R6 is just 2-round advantage is so much. Like, that's the thing. It's only a first to 7. You end up playing, what is it, 4 rounds on each half?
But 6.
6, yeah. They play 6 on each half, so they got, you know, they're already over halfway through this one, and, you know, they've already guaranteed themselves a minimum of a 3-3 half, which is fairly good positioning here for the Saints as well. I do like the Saints' defense better overall anyhow.
Absolutely here, and one extra little piece of interesting operator selection here this time. By 6 pick going to be end up getting used, and we have Rapid. He's going to be trying to hunt some of these players down even more so than he already has. Going to be picking up the Jackal, looking for those footprints to try and expose some of the members here on the side of West Virginia. And I mean, the experienced and not the legacy players, but the longtime players here of the R6 squad definitely picking up the reins here with 8 eliminations apiece here. But that being said, like, everybody's finding their roles, right? Like, your entry fragger is nothing without the support calling them out. But it's one of the beauty. It's one of the beauties, but it's also one of the like observer's nightmares. Part of R6 that a round could just switch just like that with the one-tap headshots. Always so interesting.
Definitely is, and so here we are. It is going to be round number 5 getting us started here. The second last one of this half. So this is great for West Virginia needs to find something, because once if they do fall down 4-1, that's where things get a little more concerning and a little more stressful here for their side. Just knowing that they have to do such and claw back here against the Saints. We'll see what they can do shortly, but it is going to be JMB's once again immediately putting a hole into this wall. They've done it round after round after round because it's just been so effective. And we see it here once again.
Yeah, looking to see if they can maybe find the Cade Claw or something to stop the electricity from happening, so maybe throw down that exothermic charge or throw a grenade through it or something. And meanwhile, Rapid going to play this like it's cafe. We're just going to go from top down. And I mean, you're looking for those roamers, anybody trying to be sneaky here. There isn't necessarily any operators on this side of West Virginia that are like built to be stealthy or like super sneaky, but I've seen it on some occasions where they'll get a little bit fancy with the Jaeger or something like that. But covering all angles, that's what we like to see.
Yeah, so Kinger will spot a little bit of util and a player, so he's actually gathering some good information for his team. The Rapid should be able to spot out a player and some util as well, so good news. They do spot out 2 of those players, and that is exactly what St. Clair needs for their entries. It's going to be Rapid looking to go on the move. JMB's going to be the first to fall, though. Can Kinger be there for a trade? It looked like he was ready to go, but not going to have a correct lineup now. And a 4-on-5, the Saints are up against the wall.
You never give you the shout out too. Kinger making the switch over to the Twitch, being able to have your drone kill some utility for you is absolutely huge. Did find 2 of those mute jammers, but now having himself a little bit of a hard time. Granted, if he wants to frag out, he has a fantastic gun for it. Twitch having one of the better guns in the game, as we see Simply Star getting peppered through, but Untold Warrior as well. I think through the wall, going to get caught out with a headshot.
These are the 2 you would want alive in a 2vxk scenario.
Starts
now
with
a 2-on-4. Kinger will open us up, and this is where he might be able to. If he can get one more pick, this whole round is different now. There's going to be one player hiding right behind that bomb. Here, really looking to find out. Would be a big frag. Rapid trying to find one on the other side of the map here. Now about to peek through window. He's just looking to find some intel on his drone, but not going to spot anything out there as well. I mean, Rapid, you can hop through this window and realistically be pretty safe, but he does not have that kind of idea. 35 seconds on the clock, and the Saints still do have to get this diffuser down.
Oh, King are going to get out there just barely. No, not enough, actually. So Rapid, the lone player here for the Saints to try and finish the job here. This Jackal, unfortunately, it hasn't found squat in regards to footprints. So not going to be able to get the most amount of value out of this one. Still plausible, especially with taking down Kyandre. So there's technically 1v3, 1v2 now, technically, as Fire Truck does go down. That Maestro King is still in play. Turn and burn. No, Simply Star clutching it up.
Honestly, got a little close there for Rapid for a second. If I was West Virginia, I'd start to get a little bit concerned for a moment or two for sure. But that is going to be them cleaning up the round nonetheless. And now heading into the final round of the half. The last round for the Saints attack. And they're looking to take a 2-round lead here. At a minimum, though, a tie game going into the second half.
I mean, West Virginia just played that one absolutely perfectly there. Even if Simply Star didn't end up finding the kill that time, maybe Rapid would be able to beat them out. They had another player coming in right from the other angle, ready to basically flank them down. So there was no way Rapid was going to be able to get himself out of that one. It was a solid attempt nonetheless, though. And it's interesting here that we're going to the bedrooms, or the gym rather, instead of the basement, unless it's still on cooldown. So this fuse pick coming out here from Salty Boy might be a little bit more difficult to execute.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Yeah,
from
it
being
is
abused by
not
attackers.
going to be Clair on the Twitch this time, so that is going to go over to, I think that was Jam Beast pick up the Twitch, or no, the
Rapid's got
Rapid
it.
pick up the Twitch. Yeah, so it is going to be switched over there. So I do really like the Twitch in the Saints attacking setup. I think taking out those mute jammers, etc., are really big here for them, and it really does help their entries. So we will see if Rapid can help out doing that role. But I mean, Rapid and King are right now. If they can just keep striking out, they will keep finding round wins. It's currently a 3-2 scoreline.
10 seconds
From the
left.
side of West Virginia Wesleyan, though, you do have Rosico and you have Ion Drake, both having phenomenal games for themselves as well. 5 kills and 6.
Attackers must locate.
Definitely, like we were starting to think that maybe Simply Star was, like you were constantly saying, the star of the squad, but actually the other players starting to step up a little bit here, and it is giving the Saints a hard time. Granted, after this round, Saints get to go on defense, which for the most part people have are a little bit more comfortable on the defensive side of things compared to the attack, but it's all down to the team itself. And right here, upon seeing that nothing is there, they know it's no longer CCTV, which of course they just lost on it, so of course they would know that it's not there, but an extra entryway, to say the least, here for the second floor attack.
Yeah, they do really like this kind of outer balcony position where they can just take down this positioning and take control of this control room here now. And so that is Untold Warrior being robbed here. Going to be trying to find something, but Rapid coming from above, going to drop in a drone. This is going to gather a lot of intel here. So he finds one immediately. Drone doesn't actually get shot out quite yet, so that is going to be some util getting shot down from the drone as well. So honestly, pretty good intel gathered, and I think the drones overall for St. Clair have been fairly solid all game long, and that's Clair entering with the frag.
I'm really hoping there for the side of Saints that the drone there from Rapid and Rapid calling out that there was a frost trap right at the top of those steps. We'll see the other one here right in front of Kinger actually, but that's an instant down if you step on that trap, so good. Take care of that right away. Now what about the other one? We'll see if that comes into play a little bit later, but that being said, JMB's find himself another elimination in this one. Glacico goes down, and we have ourselves a 5-on-3 with just under a minute 30.
Yeah, this is a great positioning if you are the Saints, but there is still plenty of possibility for West Virginia to pull off a play here now. So you still got to play it nice and safe, nice and conservative, because anything can happen here in just a few moments. Saints still working on getting themselves some map control, however, so they are going to have to make a little bit of an entry into these players. We'll see how it does go in a second. Fire Truck currently in an engagement with a couple of players from the Saints, and it doesn't look like it's going to turn into too much as of right yet, but that's JMB spawning one more. Fire Truck spotted out a player from the Saints, not able to clean it up. Rapid taking down Kyle and Drake. They know where Fire Truck is. He's going to get rushed, and Rapid will find that one as well. The Saints will be leading here 4-2 going into half.
Gosh, feeling a little bit bad here for Fire Truck. It just unfortunately has not been on the right side of a gunfight in a good little while. Has the positioning down, but unfortunately just could not find the head. He even looked like he got the peek onto one of the players, but only really got him in the shoulder. And of course, that will not take them down. And 1v5, that's a very tough spot to put yourself into, as we now have halftime. We have the switch. Saints turn to defend.
Yeah, going on to the defending side, we're just talking about how, you typically feel maybe a little bit more comfortable over there. You're not going to obviously have that big upper hand or anything like that, but the 2-round advantage is what's really going to give you that upper hand right here. Saints going to be able to go into a more comfortable side with a good, comfortable lead, and they shouldn't be too nervous going into this one. They got to ride with the momentum and just kind of carry on with what they've been doing to close this one through. However, we haven't really seen the side of West Virginia Wesleyan's attacking side of things yet, so I'm very excited to see that come through.
And we'll have to see, and I don't know what the heck happened. Why are we seeing so much Finka here on the attacking side of things? That's going to be Fire Truck's pick as well here to start off this round, and pretty much, like, it's kind of funny since for Robert for Untold Warrior, that was basically his exclusive pick during the attacking side for Saints, so I don't know if something changed up or what, but lots of Finka, which is definitely interesting, and not necessarily in the rush fashion that we're used to seeing her in.
Yes, indeed. And like we said, it is going to be the preparation phase slowly coming to an end. You have Rapid holding that outskirts garage side, and it is going to be, I think, who's going to be, I'm really interested to see who's holding balcony too, because that was one of the positions where Saints really like to come in and attack from, and I believe it's a very common location for players to actually make their entries through. So who's going to be defending that immediate push? That's something I have a question of, but Kinger getting aggressive will find the first.
Okay, just dive through the door and take him out. Why don't you? Kinger put his presence known. That's going to be, or tie and Rapid in terms of eliminations, 11 apiece now for the 2 of them, as the rest of the West Virginia squad looking to make their move towards the garage, it looks like. To have Stool here. Does find some footprints, of course, going to be Kinger he finds, considering he's the one who ran out. So Kinger's going to have to do a little bit of running around to keep himself not taken down.
Yeah, but I don't think Kinger will have any problem doing that there. He's a big fan of running around and just gunning, so he will try to do what he can there. But, I mean, that was a very big pick. I love the aggressive plays here from the Saints. You know, it kind of brings back to those memories of Aztecs coming on in the early semester season, right? And really doing some work there for himself. Kinger going to make one of those similar plays there, and it really is big because Glowseco is one of those top fraggers for the side of WVWC. So, a good entry frag at that. 5-on-4. Now, just trying to lock it down. I mean, WVWC has to come to you. I mean, St. Clair in good positioning.
It's a little bit interesting out of West Virginia, as they do pop the first take-up charge, but it was more so for a heal than anything. But it is going to allow Stool to actually get the jump on the JMBs here. The Irene is now down, but those gadgets are still placed, so A-okay, your job's technically done in that regard. Salty Boy going to be anchoring here on site, but seems okay for the time being, but time is slowly starting to kind of tick away here. Just over a minute left in this round. Fire Truck maybe looking to make a move here through the window, but there is somebody right there.
Yeah, there's a player ready to go here through the window, and this is what made it so difficult for Rapid to want to jump through that window last time around when he was on the attack, and now you can definitely see it coming from the West Virginia side as well. Simply Star, though, gonna move on with Kai and Drake here to try to make their way through this construction room here, and that is gonna be Simply Star tagged down, very minuscule HP as well as Stool. I mean, this is still fairly good position for the Saints. Now a 4-on-4. What can they do?
I mean, lots of destruction, but nobody has gone down until Kinger does end up getting tagged here. There's no bringing him back this time by. We see Fan Drake looking to put some bullets through, but I think it's Salty Boy right behind the counter there. Peppered by pretty much all 4 of them. Simply Star right down to a sliver of health in this situation. Rapid taking a little bit of damage as well. And actually, a little bit of a team kill. Fire Truck is still not having any luck here in this game, but it is all down to Rapid to clutch this.
All players are weak. Look at the health bars from the side of West Virginia. He spotted out one player there. He runs into the first. He will find the first. Trying to find the planter. Spots the planter as well. That's one down. He has the fuser. 6 seconds on the clock. So close for Rapid. Honestly, he was in a position where he could have hid, but so frantic at the time. Now 1v3. A great effort from Rapid. Still momentum gaining nonetheless for the Saints. And that is now going to be a little bit of a closer score line, though, for us. Now 4-3.
Wow. All 3 of the members on the side of West Virginia had a sliver. And when Rapid dove in, he then too was brought to a sliver of health, allowing for West Virginia to clutch up that round. And honestly, good on them to find that frag, because if that diffuser did not get planted, had the time run out, Saints would have absolutely won that round. But they clutch up in the end here. And again, poor Fire Truck and TK and continues to be on the wrong side of luck. Let's see if sometime down this series we'll See if we can maybe turn that one around. But we're having ourselves a little bit of a switch here. 6 picks all around. JMBeast is playing with my heart, apparently. We got the cap can coming out. Send some explosive traps and
Defenders, protect
all
your
over
bombs
some
from
door
being
frames and
defused by
windows.
attackers.
Meanwhile, on the attacking side, Glasico, instead of the ink, we got the thermite.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly the case here now. So the Saints maybe looking to take a little bit of a different approach here. Now, obviously, the location has moved since the previous round with West Virginia winning that first one on their offense. Saints did the same thing, though. And once they changed locations, they were able to, you know, lock things down. So we will see if the St. Clair can do the same here. Now, it is going to be once again looking to be on the second floor, I do believe, and they're going to try to move it on from there.
10 seconds remaining.
Bring this back to CCTV. I'm curious as to what JMBeast is going to end up doing here with
5
these
seconds to
explosives, because like, you don't want to put them all down. You kind of want to see how the round goes a little bit, but at the same time, if you just get like taken out extremely early, then all of a sudden all your value is basically lost as an operator. It's more and more going to be coming down here, but a nice little switch up here from Simply Start. Going to be bringing out the Cali, one of the few sniper operators here in Siege, but also has the added benefit of basically being a Thatcher Light, with being able to destroy any utility on the ground.
Yeah, you don't really see the snipers too often coming through in Rainbow Six. It's just one of those games where it just doesn't really fit into the comp as well as some others. But regardless, it is going to be a 5-on-4. JMBeast finding the first one, taking down Stool. And, you know, they're still trying to push their way through this balcony side. Fire truck going to be on the roof here, trying to just find any sort of angle he can. JMBeast is actually pretty aggressive downstairs here. I really do like the aggressive plays coming from the Saints. I love defensive aggression here in R6.
I mean, he's got the right gun for this too. He does have the submachine gun, able to be a little bit stronger in those close quarters scenarios. We see Rapid a little bit peppered down, but does see the one player at the doorway, defended by a ton of ADSs here coming out from Kinger. So if he does try to get grenaded out, those will stop it in its tracks. Until Warrior and looks like Salty Boy here just anchoring down this A site, as we do see somebody poking at the window.
Yeah, there was somebody hovering around this window area, but it's really hard to make a commitment right now if you're West Virginia, knowing you're down a player and not having crazy amount of control over here. Did they spot out the one player? No, it doesn't look to be the case, and that is still now a 5-on-4. There is some pop shots coming from Kion Drake, but quickly going to run through now. And, I mean, Kion Drake is making a very fast movement and just missing the head of the Saints on the other side of the wall here now. But that is going to be JMBeast getting pushed through. Kion Drake going to fall. JMBeast getting it traded through. Now a 4-on-3. Glowski going to go down, though.
With some of these health bars getting hurt, those explosives could absolutely come to clutch as well. Or you just put Kinger in there to finish the job. Nicely done. That's at least a 2K for him in this round. And honestly, like close on the side of West Virginia, we saw the one call-outs, was shooting through the wall, but the nice crouch coming out here from, I think that was Rapid, to just get out of dodge. And now this is putting Saints in a very dangerous position to maybe take game one for themselves.
Yeah, this is a very interesting position indeed. You know, West Virginia, Wesleyan gonna need 4 here to find it. St. Clair only gonna need 2, rather. So there's a lot on the line here, and you know, finding game one, this is the one map I was talking a lot about for the Saints here. If they can find this one here, it's a really good heads up for them in the series to go into a 1-0, especially knowing you have Oregon to come on to here next. You keep in the back of your mind saying, hey, there's, I wouldn't say strong possibility, but there's the possibility there that we do lose this one here. You know, despite us being so practiced on it, there's still, you know, maybe not a 50-50 possibility, but there's a good possibility that we do lose on Oregon here and see a map 3. So it's nice to have that comfortable 1-0 lead to start them off here if they can close this one through.
Yeah, you said it absolutely right. Of course, like Oregon just gives me shivers in regards to the Saints playing on it, considering the track record in past seasons anyway. That being said, new roster, and I would say new season, but technically it's not here for the CollegiateR6. Still technically in the playoffs from last semester here, as we now have a basement defense. Let's take a look at the attacking side, and it looks like it's relatively standard, but going to be opting for a bit of a breach and go with the Ying Candela flashbangs. Going to be coming in clutch.
Yes,
Attackers
indeed.
must
So
locate and defuse a
here
bomb.
we are underway. The attack-action phase is coming into play. Got Rapid a 14, Kinger a 13 here right now. Unbelievable play. I mean, I was talking to Kinger before the game, and he's like, I want to drop 15 a map here tonight. And I mean,
He's right there.
on pace for it right now, so can't say anything indeed. We'll see if he can keep up that pace all night long. It is going to be the side of West Virginia looking to make their way towards this balcony area. Once again, here being a very familiar point of attack here for them. This bomb site, though, not going to be on the second floor this time.
What are the chances that Kinger and Rapid are racing each other here for number 15? To say the least. They're both right on the doorstep, but we'll have to see as this round does end up going through the zero here from Simply Star. Just trying to get some vision, but it is going to be denied by Rapid's Will My Trap. No vision for you, not this time by anyway. And he's going to be kind of stuck in this escape tunnel as I believe that would be Rapid just kind of holding that angle, and you will not be moving anytime soon from there.
Yeah, Rapid has a great angle there to just not allow anybody to come through that dirt tunnel through. So, good start there. Kind Drake can immediately blow that one through and try to get some drone intel, but not a lot early on. Yes, spotting out a little bit of util there, and they're just trying to find some more, but no players actually spotted yet until now.
Yeah, and you expect somebody to be there, so it's no real surprise. I mean, Salty Boy has basically been anchoring one of the sites this entire game, so you'll probably expect to see him there at some point or another. Simply Star maybe looking to make a move, but that is an electrified, hard breachable spot. But who's really there to deal with it? It would only have to be Cayenne Drake, so they're going to be slowed down ever so slightly. You now slowly start kind of crawling here through the basement, but nobody from the Saints is within striking range at this moment.
Yeah, the Saints are not playing a too aggressive defense here. They're playing it very far kind of back and passive. Like, okay, worst case, they got a plant to play a retake. But Rapid and Salty Boy going to do exactly what they need to turn to a 5-on-3. Rapid will get traded out and fall. So now 4-on-3. This one's going to be a lot closer than what it was just a moment ago. But still a good start to the round here for the Saints. Stonewalling West Virginia out of this site. And, you know, turning that passive play they had into a little bit more of an aggressive outcome. That diffuser is still down on the ground. Has to be retrieved. Untold Warrior going to get on the board of this first of the game. And Untold Warrior, good to see there now. 4-on-2. Fire Truck and Stool going to be the last two come through. Stool will find one on Untold Warrior, though, and immediately falling through. Kinger will be there for the quick trade. Now Fire Truck, 1-on-3. All the marbles here onto Fire Truck. Will he drop down? He's looking to look for one early on. He does spot out Kinger, and Kinger with another. I think that's a 3K from him in that one. What a round, and that is 15 kills achieved.
I mean, it just absolutely clutched up all over the place there across the Saints lineup with both Untold Warrior and Salty Boy both getting themselves on the board with some clutch ones as well, especially because that round basically went to hell as soon as the hard breach left. This meant that you, without question, you had to either shoot through the wall yourself or like melee it down, or if you happen to have a breaching charge, which not everybody brings. But even still, you're not going through steel. You're going to end up getting funneled through one way or another. The Saints were absolutely able to position themselves properly and clutch that one up, putting them on match point here at Clubhouse.
Yeah, match point indeed, and that's a great position to be in, especially when West Virginia needs to close out 3 in a row on the attacking side. So that is a beautiful, beautiful position to be in if you are the Saints here now. And Rapid and King are going to have 30 combined, so definitely both of them achieving their goals here for the evening.
Yeah, double 15, let's go.
Exactly. At this point in time, I think for the Saints, any kind of advice, just keep doing what you're doing on the defense. You're up 2-1 on this half so far, and kind of just keep rolling with it.
And then, of course, now Untold Warrior with the switch over to the Frost, which is personally my second favorite. So everybody's on the Saints is, I guess, inadvertently showing me a little bit of love here with some of these operator picks. Absolutely love to see it. But, yeah, one more to go. If this, I'd be interested to see if some of these Frost traps here from Untold Warrior can turn this one around. Granted, Fire Truck is back on the Finca, so if somebody does eat a trap, as long as it's not Fire Truck, you could just Finca charge them and get them back into the game. But still, a little bit of a hiccup in your attack, to say the least.
For sure. Action phase coming underway here now as we do see the side of West Virginia moving in, shooting out those cameras early on and limiting all the intel that St. Clair can gather early on in this round as well. And I'd like to see West Virginia try to move this one a little bit faster through. I find that like they're taking their time a little too much. Like, yes, this is a game all about, you know, being slow and methodical and finding your picks, but St. Clair's shown some aggression. It's benefited them. I would be really interested to see West Virginia to try to switch things up a little bit.
And we do have the switch over from Doombies on this castle instead. So just trying to play the absolute slow game with some of these extra steel barricades. But we are seeing a couple of extra transition holes being blasted through here for JMBs as well. You think that's an attacking thing, but it's also good for the defensive side of things, as JMBs is going to make the trade here with Simply Star. Granted, Simply Star did trade himself out for Kinger. So, of course, one of the top fraggers here on the Saints are down and out, but you have to worry about the other one now, as Rapid takes care of Clasico.
Yeah, you know, we do see West Virginia really evening out their numbers all around, you know, stats-wise. So that is something to keep in mind, that all players definitely do have that fragging potential here. That nade going to be big on a Rapid from Stool, forcing them out of that position. Now a 3-on-3, it's going to be JMB's Untold Warrior and
Bomb
Salty
located
Boy.
by
Your
attackers.
two top fraggers out of this one now. Can you see those three players shine from the side of the Saints?
Be interesting to see. Now the pressure is on here for JMBs and the newcomers. But it is going to be peppered down. That's going to be JMBs going down. So it's actually all up to a 2-on-2. Untold Warrior and Salty Boy. Salty Boy did just find the one extra elimination there. And now, with just over a minute left, it's up for them to hold it.
Yeah, Salty Boy's going to be looking for another one here indeed. He's had some util in hand, ready to send it through. Stool going to gather some intel on this player peeking window. That is going to be Untold Warrior falling through here now. It is all up to Salty Boy. 1v2. He spots out the first. That's Diffuser down. That's a great position to be in if you are Salty Boy. He's going to wrap around. He's going to try to make a play. That player comes through. Salty Boy will get the cleanup. Spencer will get a big one. That's a momentum boost for the rookie. And you can tell the team is hyped.
You cannot plan that better. The diffuser landed right on the frost trap, covering it.
Wow.
And blocking the vision. I am absolutely ecstatic right now. Love seeing the frost trap actually come in and make a difference in the round. You can see everybody's pumped up for that. And honestly, awesome momentum boost there for some of the newcomers on Saints, because from talking to a couple of them prior to the match, like, they're nervous.
Yeah, they are nervous. This is playoffs, right? I mean, there's a lot of, well, I wouldn't say there's a lot on the line, but there's a lot, you know, to be nervous about here, especially coming into competitive here for a newer kind of time. But yeah, Spencer coming through. That's definitely got to be a confidence booster for him going through with the rest of the series. But that's going to be your Saints starting off 1-0 here against West Virginia Wesleyan College. We do have a little bit of a break coming up here as we do hop over into our next match, but that will be over onto Oregon. So stay with us. My name, Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Dan, Mr. Danner's Banner, and we'll be right back with you guys in just a few moments.